Like, do you believe ladies are thinking about that?
Absolutely. I think Black women specifically, we were not raised to prioritize partnership. We were raised to prioritize our independence. We were raised to be strong. We were raised to be smart. We were raised to carry the weight of the household. We were raised to be able to do it ourselves in case that's the burden that is put on us.
Is that how you were raised?
Yes.
You was raised?
Mm-hmm. By two military parents who wanted me to be as prepared as possible to take care of myself. I never once had a conversation with my mother or my father about becoming a wife.
For real?
No, it went from, you too young to date boys to you being fast to, and then it's out of nowhere. It's, well, when you gonna give us some grandbaby? When you gonna get married? There's no bridge, though. There was no bridge.
That is so true. Mm-hmm. And men are taught to be the providers.
Yep.
But we're never taught how to love.
Exactly.
We're never taught how to be emotional without being too soft. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, you don't
cry
soft.
about that.
Yeah. Man up.
Suck it up. Yep.
Why is that the case? Because you're right. Ladies these days and time are being taught you don't need a man.
Mm-hmm. You can do it on your own.
You can do it all on your own.
Yep.
And that is a huge turnoff to me.
It's not just a turnoff. It is. It's like a toxic trait.
Ooh.
Because you
Koereyelle.
I'm just saying.
That's toxic.
Listen, it is, but I don't think it's voluntary. I think it's in you. But this is why you need therapy. This is why you need conversations like this. This is why you have to consider somebody other than just you and your family. If I was okay with doing the things that I saw, I definitely would not be where I was. If I was okay with just doing things how my family does them, I would be getting the same results they got and not what I actually desired. And so you have to consider, doing something different if you want something different. And a lot of times how we were raised is just not going to get you the result that you want.
Oh my gosh, Koereyelle. Well,
did your mama do it differently? Like, did she have a conversation? Because my mama, but she didn't have that conversation with me.
I don't know. I got to ask my sister. I don't know if my mom had the conversation with my sister. I don't think so.
What about you, though?
No. None of my parents never taught me how to be a husband. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. My mom she watches my show. I love you, mama. I love you, mothers. I have 4 parents. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 biological parents and 2 step parents.
Okay.
And they did a great job raising me, but even they've admitted that they did not train me in certain areas. We never had a conversation around sex. We never really had a conversation around how to build wealth. And we never really had a conversation around how to be a husband. Mm-hmm. So sex and money was my issue when I left the home. Money and sex got me in trouble, I'm whole, I'm clean. I was gonna say that. But it's like, I chased women. Mm-hmm. I chased the bag. Mm-hmm. But I didn't understand that if I chased one kingdom and chased learning how to be a better man, all that other stuff would have came.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so the things that were not taught to me ended up being the very same thing that played a role in me becoming homeless, And so when I think about that, I'm like, man, are we teaching our kids how? Because some people will argue the statement saying, no, I was taught to be a wife. I was taught to, hey, whatever the man says, you do and just support the man. I've heard some people say that, but growing up.
Is that being a wife? Whatever the man do, just support him? Is that?
I don't know, you married.
Oh, okay. No, that ain't it.
For real.
Whatever the man do.
So if your husband said, babe, I love you, and I think what you're doing is cool, I want you to stay at home and just focus on our little kid. You can't do nothing else. Just focus on him. What are you going to say? Dang, your face.
First of all, the man who's in alignment, my husband who's in alignment with me, we're in alignment with one another, he would never say that.
I get you in that part, but what if he's had a revelation? What if he just won't say, babe, I got this. We out here busting our rear ends and you have son or daughter?
Son.
And little man, we need little man to have, he need one of us 24/7. Mm-hmm. So babe, how about I go out here and I do what I do, but you stay home and raise little man. That's the revelation that I just got, babe.
From the Lord? Is he telling me that God told, if he's telling me that God has dropped this in his spirit, then it's a conversation we're gonna have. But other than that, he's just joking. It's a joke. He's just trying to see what I'm gonna say, and I might play along with it, but no, sir.
Yo!
No, sir.
Would you even at least have the conversation to hear his heart out and where the perspective is coming from?
Yeah.
So how would that go? What would you say? Like, all right, babe, let's talk about it.
That's what I would say. Like, all right, babe, let's talk about it. And then I would say,
are you saying let's talk about it, but are you like, I ain't doing it, but we can talk about it?
It literally depends on how he presents it. It literally depends on that.
All right, y'all married. Y'all laying up in the bed. It was a great night. Like, babe. I had to start.
Absolutely not. I'm not about to burn down everything I done built from a thought. Absolutely not. But that's why it's important to know who you're submitting to. That's why you have to be wise.
But is that
with who
submitting?
you are in
You just
alignment
said
with. Absolutely, that's
absolutely
submitting.
not.
No, that's submitting.
How was that submitting? You just said absolutely
no,
not.
I'm saying if I were to submit to that, that would be submitting. But I know who I'm submitting to, and who I'm submitting to would never ask me to do that. My man would never ask me to give up on my dreams, to give up on who God created me to be because of an epiphany that just came to him. Absolutely not.
Try to switch it up.
Absolutely not. That was a nice try, though. He tried to catch me up, y'all. I do submit to my husband, and he submits to the Lord, but not to no random thought that he got at 10 o'clock at night. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? You're building a seven. I mean, you have a 7-figure business. You're building. You winning. Was your husband successful like you before you met him?
My husband is successful in a different way. So he is not an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Well, he is a part-time entrepreneur. He does real estate, and we have some businesses that we partner on. But he is a pharmacist by trade. So his success is in a different way. But absolutely,
He's still bringing in that bag.
No,
though.
absolutely.
But what if he was like the manager at Walmart?
So
Would you have still given him a chance?
prior to me meeting my husband, it's a whole another conversation. But I actually put myself on this Tinder challenge, this 10-date Tinder challenge.
Oh.
One of these Tinder dates, there was of course, the engineer, the whoever, but there was a janitor that I went on a date with. Truck driver. I've never ever anybody who knows me for real knows I've never been the person who has this like type that I live in this box. I like who treats me right. I like who presents themselves in an appropriate way. So I'll give you a chance. And then it's up to you to, make it or break it.
So what their jobs and their income didn't turn you off? It was really more so about...
I was focused on building, again, being raised to be, you do it yourself so you don't have to depend on anybody. So that's not necessarily what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for someone to come along and take care of me. That wasn't what I valued the most.
What's that word? I don't want to say it wrong. Where you date up. It's like pop something. Because if I say it wrong, it means something else.
What's the word? I don't know the word.
It's like, I don't want to say it wrong, because if I say it wrong, people look at me like, don't say it, Ayo. Because one word means you date multiple people.
Oh,
and then the other one is where you own...
polyamory.
I thought those were both dating multiple people.
But it's like, one of them is you are dating multiple, and the other one is she's dating up only. She will only date up.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that term. But that ain't me. But
that's why I said I didn't want to say the wrong word. You know what I'm saying? People are like, hey, Anthony, what in the word are you talking about? There is a word. If y'all know the name of the word, put it in the chat.